Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Fit Show seminar programme. For the next half an hour, I'm going to be yours. We'll get you doing things that you've never done before and hopefully enjoying a bit of social time. Right, how to make social media work for your business? Well, it's one of those awful things, isn't it, that you know that this stuff is out there, but how do you actually get it to work from a business perspective? So I suppose the most important thing is that you have to recognise that you're losing out if you're not doing social media. So when we started the business, which is Balls2Marketing, nearly 6 years ago, we soon identified that social media was going to be a big growth area. The reason it's a big growth area is because it's very difficult to get marketing messages out unless you're paying for them and you've got, you know, your PR and whatever all doing those things for you. So you're in a situation where you can actually do something yourself. Everybody wants to drive traffic to their websites. Everybody wants to drive traffic so that they can see the products. Everybody wants to have a personality. And with social media, you can do that really easily. So since 2010, we've been properly pioneering social media in the window industry. And one of the things that we do is we do the social media for PIGS. So PIGS is People in Glazing Social, and we meet 3 times a year in 3 different locations, Manchester, London and Birmingham, and we just get together. And the whole of that is basically just promoted through social media. As an agency, we run more than 20 Facebook accounts and almost 30 Twitter accounts. So why was social media? As a PR, I'm going to tell you that your reputation is the most important thing. And because your reputation is the most important thing, what that means is that you need to be seeing or hearing what people are saying about you. If you've done something good, if you've done something bad, you will find it on social media somewhere. If you're not on social media, you won't know. So you won't know the praise and you won't know the negatives. Because of that, if you're not on any of the platforms, you're missing out. Also, Google, 3 weeks ago, changed the rules. What a surprise. So we've gone from penguins and pandas and hummingbirds and all sorts of things. But about every 3 or 4 weeks, they change something in their algorithms. But they did a big change a few weeks ago. All of the adverts on the right-hand side, when you search on Google, disappeared. They disappeared and they put an extra advert in the top bar, which then means that if you're looking at it on a landscape screen, everything apart from images you're seeing without scrolling is paid for. So that means your keywords become more important. So again, looking at the ways that you can utilise social media in order to be able to hit on those keywords to send people to your website. And then that leads me to just direct website links. Would you like more visits to your website? Would you like more people to see what you do? Would you like more people to see the stuff that you do and the way that you do it? But social media isn't just there as a sales tool. It's really important that people get to know you because it's social, and that's the bit that people sometimes miss. And because it's social, it's about having a friendly voice. It's about being there to give advice, to make people feel that they can ask you a question. Also, social media is brilliant at putting you in your own locality. So if you've got an installation business, or you've got a fabrication business, or you're selling components, local business is always the best business to have. And because of social media, that will locate you in a particular area, and it means that Google will show you in a better way, locally, higher up. Offers, and I'll come back to offers later, work brilliantly on social media, but they should be used very sparingly. They shouldn't be used all the time. And then the great side of it, it is social media, so we need to have fun. And the fun bit of it, for us at Balls2Marketing, is cheese. Every Friday we have cheese. And people come up to us and say, "What cheese are you having this week?" So we know it's working. So it's all very well me saying that it's important, but actually here are some statistics. 71% of consumers are more likely to make a purchase based on social media referrals. How many people use Facebook here? Great. So when your friend tags you in to show you something, does that make you feel, might be worth looking at? Yeah? So when that happens, if it's for a business, or if it's for a service, or if it's for a product, people are recommending and referring people all the time, and it really works. 74% of consumers rely on social networks to guide purchasing decisions. Good reviews. Reviews are where it's at. If you've got a load of good reviews, people feel confident, and they trust Facebook and Twitter particularly. Oh, and Google. I'll come back to that one. 44% of female social media users said bloggers influence their purchasing decisions. So you can see how important it is. And 15.1 million of consumers refer to social media channels before making a purchase. Over the years, we've actually got some examples that we can show you of the type of things that happen on social media. So we've run a competition for Composite Wood Company, who you'll see just at the front. 10 fence panels. It's not a lot. It was a boosted post. It got 1,200 likes and 1,120 shares. Now, those are people who have been introduced to it, like it, seen it, and all of those people have interacted with that brand in a positive way. This is a great one. Would it be possible to come over to your showroom and have a look at the bifolds on sale for £800? Sorry not to get back to you sooner. Thanks. Are you open Saturday? Yes. Even Good Friday? Yeah, we'll be there on Friday. Great, catch you then. Proper sale. And it's that simple. Those are all done behind the scenes in messaging, obviously. And what you can do is you can build relationships through Twitter, especially. Engage with people at exhibitions, and you can see the amount of social media that's gone round from the Fit Show. It's been extraordinary, the amount of the increase that's come out between the two, the last show and this one. And obviously direct sales and launching new products. So there's hundreds of social media platforms. So which do you use? We've done a quick flow chart just to help you. So you start off, what type of content do you mostly produce? Written, words, or visual? If you've got products and they're installed, or if you've got products and they look great close up, look at the visual side, or look at the text side for if you need to be information based. And then we've split it, target customers, B2B and B2C. And then, so if you've got text space, B2B, who do you want to share your knowledge with? Or do you want to share your knowledge or build a following? If it's knowledge, it goes into LinkedIn. And if it's a following, it goes into Twitter. B2C, who's your audience? Local, Google Plus and Facebook. And for national and international, Facebook. And that's because Facebook has so much information about its users that you can actually define it by geography and locality. On the other side of this, you've got the visual ones. And it's the same thing, and I will give you a copy of this process map. But you end up with YouTube for case studies. If you want to have specific video information, but you want to keep it just to your customers, this is Vimeo. And Vimeo is a behind a closed door video service. So if you've got installation manuals and stuff that you don't really want your competitors to know about, Vimeo is where you want to be. And then if you want to run competitions and promotions, you've got Snapchat, Instagram, Vine, and if you want to drive traffic, Pinterest. Now, not all of them are going to be, you haven't got all day to do social media. So what it's about is it's choosing the very best ones for you and looking at the way that you can get the best results. Once you've decided on your platform, you've got to put something on it. And putting something on it can be very laborious. So we've come up with 7 steps to great social content. Now, this is because it is easier to write your content in one hit. Sit down on a Monday morning and write your week's content. Sit down on the 1st of the month and write your month's content. It sounds like cheating. It's very sensible. It's also very sensible from a point of view that you're probably going to be using your social media as part of an overall marketing strategy, and it means that you're in a position where you can make sure that you're going to deliver that strategy. So, what to include? We've talked about keywords. Keywords, when I first wrote this, were less important. They are so important now. If you know that somebody is looking for a product or a service, you need your keywords in your social media somewhere. So if it's a conservatory, if it's a door, if it's a piece of glass, if it's a spacer bar, whatever it is, it needs to be in there somewhere. Because people actually search through different social media platforms. So what we do is we add it in to what you're writing, and make sure that it makes sense, because there's nothing worse. Don't just put social media, social media, social media, social media, because they won't get any meaning from it. But how to learn about social media, whatever it is. So it's just looking at ways that you can actually put that into a phrase. Make sure those go into your posts, and then they're really easy to monitor. Website links are even easier to monitor because they'll come through on your Google Analytics. So the reason you put your website links in, and on Twitter and Facebook and any other social media platform, you can shorten them so they use less characters. There's all sorts of different things, but I would use Bitly, which just just shortens the number of characters that we'll use. And then you can create links to your blog content, and then obviously you can track it through your Google Analytics. You want to let people know how to get in touch with you as well. So let's add in some really good phone numbers and email addresses, not your own personal email address. I would put a hello@ or info@ rather than Mike. But so that people can really find you very, very easily. And then when people ring you or email you or pop in, ask them how they found you, and they'll tell you whether they found you on social media. Sharing advice or becoming a font of all knowledge is one thing that social media really does very well. Because it's a friendly place and there's no antagonisticness there, you're in a position where you can actually become a friend of your own product. So you can give them information about what their products are, what your products are. And you can share your knowledge. So if you can see that somebody's done something wrong, if you can see that somebody has done something right, you can actually explain why it is. And that means that you then become a place where people come to for advice on those things. So if you've had a good result with a break-in, for instance. So we had a customer the other day, somebody tried to break into some of their windows, the burglar didn't get in, it was put out on social media, and we were able to say, this happened, but the windows were fine. Those are the sort of things, and you can show people, and in that case it was secure by design, and we were able to link in all of those things. So that's the type of thing, but if you're doing a marketing campaign, there will be a whole level of advice that you're doing around around your whole marketing campaign, and you'll be in a position where you can sort out what your advice is, break your blogs down, and then that will give you good content for your social media. A lot of people forget this one because they think it needs to be more salesy, but actually these ones are more likely to give you links back into your website, and they're more likely to give you more followers and likes. And then local. If you want to be pinpointed in your local area, so if you're a local installer, the best way to do that is to show that you have things going on in your local area. So what do you like doing? Do you like going to the football? Do you like going to the cinema? Do you like going to the pub? All of these things will locate you into a geography that's around where your business is. And these things get picked up when people are searching, for specific things. And also, if it's the football and somebody's read something of you, something about you at the football, and then they want something, they're more likely to think of you later on. And what you're looking for here is shares and retweets and likes. And that's so that people are interacting with those things. So this is normally nothing about your business. This is normally just about the local area, but you're doing it from your business account. And then offers. As I said, these don't need to be done very often, but they work brilliantly. So if you've got an open day, or if you've got something that that you really want to promote, you'll get good value out of offers. And offers generate a reason to buy, and they go down really well on social media. And you can put identifying codes into your offers so that nobody will get that offer unless you give them that, unless they give you that code. And what that means is that you are then able to track those direct sales. And this is the best bit, have fun. And I would say you do these in the amount that they are. So there's 7 different categories. I would say you need to have one on this, one on this, one on this, and make sure there's one on fun always. And fun can be anything. It shows off the personalities of the team. If you're in a position where you've got a call centre, people won't know what you look like, but they can sure know what you sound like, and they can see that fun part of you. And if you're in a call centre, actually you could put pictures of the people on social media, and they would know who they were speaking to, and that might be a really nice way to include your team into the social media as well. It always says look for cheese, and anecdotal evidence is because people talk to us about cheese. So I'm going to run through a couple of the bigger platforms. Facebook is huge. Facebook is the biggest platform. As you can see around the room, most people had a Facebook account of some description. Facebook announced recently that less people were posting on Facebook. That's because it's being used more as a messaging system. So we're chatting, but we're not necessarily chatting in the wide world. What we are doing whilst we're chatting is we're watching our feed of information. So that means that anything that's coming up on our feed is being taken into consideration whilst we're chatting to our friends and family and the bottom. Facebook is exceptionally good for businesses because it gives you a really good way of locating yourself. It's got a good system for verifying your account. It does it on phone, so you're in a position where you can actually pinpoint your business exactly. Once you get used to it, try boosting. Boosted posts, if you have a business page, it will say boost post, try it. Try it for £3. It's the minimum you can spend. What it does is it takes you through a series of questions and it says, who would you like to boost this to? So maybe you want to boost it to, I don't know. Don't be obvious. Don't just put home improvement in. Most people who like home improvements also like their gardens. Most people who are family orientated like children. So there's all sorts, and there's so many demographics that Facebook has, and you're in a position where you have access to this, and you can actually say, I would like somebody who, for instance, if it's a conservatory, who loves their garden, because they're more likely to be the person that would buy a conservatory. And it gives you the numbers of the people in your area. You then stratify it by geographic area as well. And you're in a position where you can press boost. It will cost you, but then you can watch what happens. And if you get good results from it, try it with £6 next time. It works. And it's one thing that we've really noticed. When Facebook stopped putting all business information out onto everybody's feeds, we found that the companies that we use Boost for are more likely to go onto people's feeds when we haven't boosted, just because we're spending money with Facebook. Twitter, it's a great little place. Who has a Twitter account? Wonderful place. For chatting, for just getting information out there, finding out what's going on. I think Twitter's been a very good platform for the Fit Show. I think between us and all of our clients, I think we've done about 1,000 tweets over the last period, 6 months or whatever, on the run up to it, talking about different things that were going to happen. And Twitter, 140 characters, short and sharp. Take off 18 of those characters and put a picture. Always put a picture. If you can. It's not always possible. But if you can, have a series of pictures that you can put out with Twitter, because as people scroll down, they stop at the point where there's a picture that's taken their fancy. It's very difficult to see words when you're scrolling very quickly, so always put a picture where possible, or tag. That's the other thing. If you're tagging somebody, then somebody directly knows. They'll be alerted that you've tagged them into it. Twitter is extraordinarily time-consuming, so don't do it live. Do it by scheduling. There's a lot of free scheduling tools. Some of the scheduling tools only allow you to schedule a short amount in the future. Some of the more expensive ones, basically you can put 200, 300 tweets on it. And what I would say is the way that we found the best results are you sort out your content, schedule it all up, and then know that you are going to put 3 live tweets in a week. So the whole thing then starts looking live. It doesn't look scheduled. But that's a really good way of reducing the amount of time that you use on it. And it gives you that time back so that you're in a position where you can use it for doing the really good live tweets. LinkedIn has become a very popular platform, not just for people looking for jobs. we're finding that the feeds are getting more and more interesting with updates. It's being used more like Facebook, but for businesses. And I know there's quite a backlash about people putting pictures of kittens and stuff on there. However, forgive them, they don't know. But LinkedIn certainly is a place that's fast growing from a point of view of information gathering. Company pages need to be kept up to date. I would keep a company page up to date with just the normal news that's going out, and then I would leave personal feeds for more things that are personal to the people within the business. And a tip is to use the pulse posts. I don't know whether you've seen them. They're longer blog posts. And you can put a picture at the top. It gives you formatting, so you can put a heading, you can put subheadings, you can add photographs and stuff into the body of it, and we're finding really good results and very good engagement from those pulse posts. Google. 4 years ago, we were told that Google was going to be the biggest social media platform in the world. It isn't. And it's unlikely that unless they do something drastic, it won't ever be. However, it's so important to set your Google account up right, because you want people to be able to find you on Google. And because Google has the biggest search engine, you need to have this set up properly. So it's about getting that pinpoint in the map. Make sure that your address is the same on every single platform. So you're in a position where when Google says, I need someone local, that you're coming up and it's not getting confused because it says Cheshire there, but it says, I don't know, there's a different town in it. Those sort of things make Google confused, so it likes to have addresses really clearly set out. And you're in a position to be able to move your pin. A lot of people don't realise that you can actually physically move your pin. And you can get it verified as well. And if you ask Google to verify it, they will either send you a postcard or they will do it by phone, but it has to be the phone number on the account. So if you have data tracking, don't use it on your phone number, because obviously it will be the wrong phone number compared to other things. So, or phone tracking. But yes, so your local telephone number on there, and then it's really quick. It's just an automated phone call, very quick, and it really works. That's on the sort of wordy ones. Pictures, Pinterest. If you've got case studies, people love Pinterest. It's not a quick one, and you need somebody to love it to be able to do it. But it really works because people get ideas and inspiration from it. So Pinterest is a great one. Instagram, literally upload photographs and put your location on it. It's just a tagging mechanism, so again, location is really important. And Snapchat. Most people in this room are less likely to have Snapchat. There are a couple I can see. However, if you're looking at recruiting, it might be that you do want younger people, so it might be worth a look at Snapchat. And video, we've talked about Vimeo before, which is the hidden video platform. YouTube is massive, how-tos, get yourself out there. If you've got advice and stuff to give, YouTube is a great place to put it. And Vine, which gives you the opportunity of doing a series of photographs that you can use, and that it's completely compatible with Twitter, so you can show little mini videos. And then it's about blogging, because however much of the other stuff you do, get some blogs written, because blogs give you really good content, and it means that although posts might be quite short, you can get people to look at longer information and more interesting information. And the way it works is that you follow, you read a blog, you link, you click, you share, and that's how it works. And it's so smooth, people don't even realise that they're getting drawn in, and suddenly they've been looking at your feed, on your Twitter feed, or they've been on your Facebook page for quite a few minutes. There are clearly risks. The biggest one is doing some stuff and then not being on it for a while, because people think that you're in a position where you may have stopped trading, or you haven't got time, or you're not bothered. Always look at training. Normally the local Chamber of Commerce will offer free or subsidised training on social media, and they normally have very good trainers. Make sure you set up your accounts correctly so that you're getting the right information, you're getting the people are coming towards you, and make sure that if you're worried that you've got a social policy as part of your employment contract, so that people can't post things on your behalf or about you that are negative. And then, if for people who don't want to do it, clearly we do it. And that's me done. We have a copy of the social media book for you that we've created. So if that's me done, and I shall hand these out.